Hi everyone, this is our wrap-up video for the Contrariwise challenge. I'm sorry it's coming to you a little bit late. I just ended up having a weekend where I needed to focus on some things at home, and so we are doing this video, the end video, into the next week after the challenge. So thank you all for your patience. You may have found it's interesting in some conversations with various people who participated that you had some unexpected emotions coming up, some deep feelings, some of that frustration, some of that like a deep sadness, a big releasing may have happened for you. If you found that to be the case, you're not alone, and it's a healthy part of the process of like connecting with something at such a valuable level, and the deck doing its work, doing its job. And so that type of energy or experience is completely normal, and part of how you can like integrate and move back, move out forward from the challenge is to just journal where it feels appropriate about those emotions, and maybe step into ceremony to do some work for yourself of like honoring the release and the emotions that arose, and how you chose to move that through the body, and also to understand and acknowledge that for the soul and the spirit. So just want to encourage you with that, because I know quite a few of you were like, I wasn't expecting to have these emotions come up. It's been like really intense. Some of you have been like, I'm really frustrated. I know for me, moving through the week, I had like a certain plan of what I wanted with Isis in the end in working with her oracle deck, and it really didn't go that way because she had a very different plan for me, and so I was a little bit like a whiny teenager for most of the week. But working with her really showed me where my blind spots are right now. And sometimes with those decks where it's not like the honeymoon phase all the time, it's because there's something very specific that they're helping us work through. And that doesn't always mean that it's easy. Like, we're not always eating cake here on our spiritual journeys. Sometimes we have to do like a little cleanse, or we have to do, we've got to eat our greens too. And some of these decks, I hope some of you have been able to experience, like, even though it's not maybe your everyday deck, or your deck for life, your ride or die, it may not always be the deck that's in the bag when you go outside, that gets packed, that gets taken on the journeys with you outside of the house. There are still decks that serve very valuable purposes for us, and some of that might be that kind of like emotional excavation work. If you felt like you just couldn't get there with the deck, hopefully now you can see or feel really clear about if it's time to gift that deck, or let that deck move on to another person or individual. And you can always come back to the exercises that felt appropriate for you, for the wisdom that you've gleaned, and the support that the deck and that the energies that work with you, the energies associated with the deck itself, are trying to offer you. So I hope that you've been able to really have that experience and to feel really inspired when it comes to working with your decks, and also understanding the decks that have proved difficult, like how you can have a new connection with them, a new experience of relationship. And as I just said, it's not always the honeymoon phase. It's just not. So, yeah. So I'm hoping that this has been a valuable experience for you, and that it's helped you on your path. I know for me, I drew the same cards all week, and I was so frustrated because I wanted like some pretty cards too. But it really wasn't about pretty cards. I had to look at some serious stuff for myself in working with Isis. And so from that aspect of the journey for me, there will be videos on the channel too talking about when we get into that type of space and relationship with deity, how do we continue to work together? When is it time to allow things to shift if they need to? So those are things that will come on the channel based on doing this deck challenge myself personally as well. So there's value certainly for us when we kind of do this a little bit more in-depth work, but not too stressful, hopefully. So if you have any other questions, or if I didn't address something, please let me know in the comments below, and I will try to do that as soon as possible. I'm looking forward to making more videos in the month of March and connecting with you all. And I am, as always, sending you so much love and so many blessings. Thank you so much to everyone who participated, and to those of you who reached out and just shot me a message, whether it was on Instagram or however. I really do appreciate that. I hope that the journeying with your card was the most impactful experience for you. And I think for a lot of you it was. And I know it certainly was for me too, to have that time to commune with Isis in the landscape of the Isis Oracle was really special. So, sending you much love and many blessings. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.